Hey, my wonderful, wonderful people, a pleasant evening to you. All right, beautiful people, I saw a post online and let me read what it says. I bought the Star, and it says, cancer survivor asks Kartel for one magical night. And in reading it, this is a 50-year-old woman, married and has her children. She has battled cervical cancer, 3 times since 2018. In 2023, it re-emerged in her vaginal walls and requiring yet another round of chemotherapy and surgery. She says she's now cancer-free again, and thanks be to God. Even though she endures constant pain because of cervical stenosis, a painful narrowing of the spinal canal in her neck. So it's, I suppose, it just seemed to be a bout of hardship physically for her. And she says that, she wanted to go to the dance hall artist Vybz Kartel's concert, which would be December 31. But based on the, financial constraints because of her illnesses, she would be unable. So she has made a plea to him to allow her to come, She said she knows he has not seen it yet. I'm sure by now he has probably gotten the information. And so on. When I'm reading it, it talks a lot about the different things that she has gone through. This has been beyond arduous. I can't even begin to imagine, But I remember when I saw it online, people were commenting, lady, before you give your life to the Lord, before you seek Jesus, before you this, and the whole self-righteous religiosity came right on. Would I want her to seek Jesus? Naturally, I certainly would. I try to be a follower of Christ. Try to be, because, following Jesus is very, very difficult. Because things that he would do, we do not do. As Paul says, the things I desire to do, I don't do. And when me no want do, me do. When the flesh rise up against us like a mighty rushing wind, like a flood, like a tsunami, when it starts bite we and we feel like we bite it back, it's really difficult. So, of course I do. But one of the things I realized when Jesus was always speaking with people, the woman at the well, the one who was caught in the act of adultery, Mary Magdalene, he has never pushed himself on them. What he has done, he has shown them a better way, but he has been very receptive to them. Like he was always concerned about them. Like he would ask them questions. Why are you here? You're at this well, for what reason, or whatever it is. He would always try to genuinely find out, and they could sense it. He didn't come and say, listen, what kind of life that you live? Before you come give your life to me. No. He never even, I don't even know how to even term it for you to understand. You can't say self-righteousness because he's God, But he never ever pushed himself on people. He just laid the foundation. He planted the seeds and it watered. And they were drawn to him because of that level of humility, that level of understanding, that level of compassion. Now, the lady is a fan of Vybz Kartel. And what people are, you may not like him, another person, but she does. And for her, that is what she's thinking. She says she would love to go to his concert. She's a fan and she would want to see him perform. He has been in prison for 13 years. And she wants to see him perform. What people can do is that, they can say, fine, I do understand where you're coming from. I pray that, if you're not yet a Christian, that you would one day surrender your heart to God. That just in case, death's door calls, you can be sure that you're walking into eternal bliss versus eternal damnation, but in a very compassionate way. This lady, when I'm reading the entire article on what she had, the bout of treatment and things that she has endured, people, we don't need to add more to her situation. Sometimes we guys a sense of jealousy and envy. You'll be surprised under religion. So we come with things that sounds good. Before you give your life to the Lord, yes, and you know that giving your life to God is the best decision you could ever make. but you know that your motive may not necessarily be there. It's like it burns you that it wasn't you. You're not able to reach out like that because you know you probably get a buff. When I say a buff, verbal buff, I'm talking a verbal buff. Or he would not even look at you asking for a ticket, free of cost. So it burns you. So, but you can't come out and say, people can't come out and say that they're jealous and envious, you know. I mean, who does that? It's like a thief coming out to say they're a thief. A chopper coming out to say they're a chopper with a bold face. You know, a scammer coming out to say they're a scammer. Who does that? Nobody comes out and highlights their weaknesses in that sense. That has legal ramifications to it. I mean, jealousy, the only way it would have legal ramifications if you commit an act that's against the laws of the land, not just against the laws of God. But nobody gets up to say, you know, it's really jealousy that makes me say this, but I can't say it, but I can't make it sound like jealousy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Bible. Jesus never ever approached people like that. The woman who was caught in the act of adultery by herself, I have to say by herself because I don't see no man throw out. It's only the woman was thrown out. So she must have done it to herself. So I don't know how it was under adultery. But anyway, that's another topic. So she was thrown out to him. At no point in time did the man say, come to me. Never did that. All he said to her at the end of it, at the very, very end, after say, where thine accusers, I don't condemn you. All I said, go your way and don't do this again. Don't do this again, darling. That's it. Never, before you give your life to me. You did the boy, you're there with man, I take man. He never did that. Mary Magdalene, some people claim that she wasn't a prostitute, and you know, by what we have read, she was. And she bought one of the most expensive perfume. I mean, perfume that the average person couldn't buy. I couldn't buy that right now. It would cost about $10,000 US. So till his disciple said, but shall waste that Jesus a rope by your foot? They didn't understand. Waste. She understood who he was. And for her, that still wasn't even great enough. And valued him. And he showed her compassion. You never at any point heard Jesus come and say, go on the life to me. Look for no bright and out of there. Look at a sinful life when I live. Before you come go on the life to me. Before you go on the life to me. Give on the life. For those who may not understand. Before you come and give your lives to me. You're there living in sin. And iniquity, practicing. He never did that. And again, obviously, if she's not yet a Christian, I would want her to surrender her heart and her mind and her soul completely to him. You know? But if she's not going to have that thinking at this point in time, even though she has gone to death's door seemingly many times. You know, or maybe it has not gone that far. It's just that maybe the because of the frequency of the whole thing. You know, it just has been maybe like a thorn in her side. But maybe she has not felt some of the different symptoms as people have felt. Perhaps there are some people who haven't gone through the horrible, you know, side effects of what, you know, you've heard that cancer will bring to some people. So I'm saying to you, beautiful people, you can't, because you think a particular way means that the lady must think a particular way. Even though you may not like Vybz Kartel or like him or wherever you fall on the spectrum, means that she's going to think the way she likes him as an artist. And she wants to, just in case life doesn't carry her further, she wants to go to his concert. Gently rub it into her to say, honey, I pray one day, if you're not a Christian, give your life to Christ. You know, but don't come with a condemning, self-righteous tone. I saw a lot of self-righteous comments. Self-righteous, that's not how Jesus handled people. That the way how he dealt with them, they would have had to find out about him. And when they found out who he was, they would surrender his heart to him. He just planted the seed, watered it, and left it. Because he knew the sunlight would have taken care of it. And the rain would come, water it nicely. That's what he did. He left an indelible mark in their minds, their hearts, and their souls. That they would have to say, no, who is that man? Tell me, what's that man? I need to get to know him. That's what he did. But you still not learn that, you still not see that as a people. Because the things of God are foolish to those who are out there. Even those who are seemingly in, they're really out. Can't comprehend. Only the Spirit of God can make you. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe to my channels. Give me a lion to no man.